Well, what's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know this does not work. I am, here in the workshop doing what I do, which is working. And I'm working on my prototype table that I think the first one we're going to do just give away. We're going to just give this away because that's what we do. And I've had some people who have inquired about how much are these. I don't know. I've got to work on that, and I'm still trying to figure out how to ship it, because that's going to be the hardest thing, is figuring out the shipping on it. And this is going to be a couple of different ways on this, because you can either have a wood top like this one, and I've got Amanda who's actually going to be able to do not stencils, but stickers that could go on. So I'm trying to figure out if I send it unassembled and have to do that work on it, or if I send it in two parts. I send the top in a thin box and then assemble the other parts of it, where all you have to do is put together the top on it, which would be easier to kind of save some on the shipping. So I don't know just yet what we're going to do, but this is kind of cool. But what I also figured out is, though, because I actually ordered the glass, if you end up getting one that has glass on it, the glass will end up being I order from Home Depot, so I could actually order the glass and have it shipped to you. Then that way I don't have to ship it, and that'll reduce the amount of weight that has to go from the shop here. So that might be the way that we go about this. So we got the news, of course, on our Cowboys, because that's why you're here. Cowboys got another one. They got Kelvin Joseph now under contract. He has signed his deal, and he's going to be a Dallas Cowboy for the next 4 years, which is great news. We all like getting these guys under contract and everything else, and not having to worry about, having to sign somebody else. So I'm happy about that, and I'm sure that you guys are too. Also, we found out the date for preseason. We all know that we're going to open up the preseason. We're the very first preseason game, and that will be against the Steelers at the Hall of Fame. And that's going to be fitting, because you look at the Hall of Fame. This is going to be a Hall of Fame induction ceremony like none other, because of COVID, this is going to be 2 years worth of inductees going in. So there'll be 2 nights of Hall of Fame speeches. There'll be Saturday night will be the 2020 class, and Sunday night will end up being the 2021 class. And I'm planning on being there. So that's where a lot of people were saying, are you going to be going to training camp? Well, I could go to training camp, or I could go to the Hall of Fame. I've been to training camp several times, and that's all the way in Cali, and my daughter's not in California anymore, so that kind of reduces part of the desire to go to California over the summer. And if I go to the Hall of Fame, this is what's cool. We'll see a preseason game. Not that Dak or Amari and Zeke, that those guys would actually play. We know that's not going to happen. But to be able to see 3 Cowboys inducted into the Hall of Fame, are you kidding me? To see our team for the first preseason game, and my friend Richard, who is a Steelers fan, the guy who I made the other table for, to see the Steelers have, I believe, 7 players that are being inducted. 7. To get him to go will be a great guys trip, and bringing you guys the coverage from it would be insane. So at the moment, that's what our plans are, and that's less than 2 months from now. So August 5th, Hall of Fame game, August 7th and 8th, induction ceremonies. And Jobu Sports will be there covering it like nobody else will cover it. One other note for you guys is come July 10th, 11th, and 12th, we're going to get a little taste. A little taste because the CSA Autograph Show will be back in Chantilly, Virginia, and they are going to have players there for autographs. And we do know for now, at the moment, we have one Dallas Cowboy player that's going to be there. But not just one. We've got the original 88 that's going to be there, who is being inducted into the Hall of Fame. So I can guarantee you this mother humper will be there because he's one of the football gods. And that will be an opportunity to get my third one signed of the 77 Dallas Cowboys on that space. And seeing him just before he goes into the Hall of Fame. So that's going to be great. That literally, after the Cowboys now have ended their OTAs, that we don't have any more practice or the guys on the field other than the rookies school next week. This is actually the dead period, the last dead period before we get to training camp. So it'll be a little quiet, but having the CSA show will be cool. And I tell you what's funny. My wife used to work for United Way, and I was the luckiest husband in America because I used to get to volunteer to help out to do things. And in 2013, I think that was one of the first CSA shows that I actually went to. In 2013, my wife had a problem. Her problem was they were doing a billboard campaign with the NFL players, one player from each team in one in every market. And the problem is you may have a plan, but your plan doesn't mean anything when it comes to the NFL. You work on their schedule. So she had 32 teams that she had to get photographs done. So we had a photographer, they had props and everything else because they were doing billboards for Play 60 in United Way. Well, me and my wife came up with a plan on how to try and get all this equipment and things in there, because if you flew, the problem was you had all these props and everything else, and some of these shows, the time schedules were close. And so we came up with the idea of doing this as a road trip. And I literally drove over 15,000 miles across the country. Literally. And I remember she was asking about, different players from the Cowboys and things like that, because I was a diehard Cowboy fan, who would be good. And I had said of the list that they had that Tyron Smith would have been the best one for them to have on the billboard. Stand-up guy, big name, big guy, big character, and everything. So when I went to the CSA show that was in July, Tyron Smith was doing an autograph signing. And so I, of course, paid for Tyron Smith's autograph, right? And I get up there, get my autograph from Tyron Smith, and say, hey, Tyron, everything else, diehard Dallas Cowboy fan and everything else. And got my autograph, of course they sign. Okay, here you go. Some spend more time than others, okay? Deion Sanders used to kind of not even look up and don't take a picture with don't ask to take a picture. And unless you paid extra money to go into the photo booth, don't ask to take a picture. Other guys like Sean Lee and stuff, man, okay, come on, take a picture. You know, they're super friendly. It's just some guys are a little different than others. And I was talking to Tyron Smith, and I said, I'll see you in 2 weeks of training camp. He looked at me like, what? So, 2 weeks later, we literally drove from the East Coast, hit Atlanta, did a drive-by in Dallas, had lunch with a friend, went to Houston, to Arizona, and on our way to San Francisco, we did a drive-by at the Grand Canyon. Same spot that me and my daughter were at. Okay, well, and literally, we did the same thing. We were there for 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Took our pictures and kept on going because we had to get to San Francisco. Went to San Francisco, did that photo shoot, flew to Denver and flew back the same day. And from San Francisco, we drove down Pacific Coast Highway to Oxnard, and we did that photo shoot. And it was funny because we got there. We're in the end zone. They're doing practice and stuff, and the photo shoot was going to be after practice. And so I have pictures. As a matter of fact, if you don't believe me, because I know how you guys are. I have pictures with Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith is scared of Joe Boo, by the way. Real story. He doesn't like voodoo. But we're there. I got Martin, the photographer. I got my wife. I got me. And, of course, my wife's like, be cool. Be cool. And I did something that, I wasn't supposed to do, too. So if you go to Oxnard, you know, they have the towers in the middle and stuff. And then close to the hotels is where they have all the press that's there. So we were originally set up over there. We were on the opposite end, which is now like the part of the walkway. You used to couldn't really walk through there because they changed it since they built all the townhouses on the side. And so we needed something from the other side. I walked right between the two females. Boom, just like I was supposed to be there. Found out I wasn't supposed to do that. But it's cool. In the middle of practice, I'm walking right smack there. And now I wish I had, oh God, I wish I had the cell phone camera I have now. Jeez. But anyway, Tyron Smith comes on over to do the photo shoot. And I said, I told you I was going to see you in 2 weeks. And he was like, you're that guy with the voodoo doll. I'm like, yeah, I told you. I told you. But every time we've run into Tyron Smith, it's cool because he always remembers. This is the one thing, because people make fun about me having Joe Boo. These guys meet thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And it's understandable that they don't remember people. I wouldn't. But you remember meeting the guy who's got the voodoo doll. And so, that's all I got to say about that. All right, so just got to paint the black base here. Let this dry, and then I can actually try and put this together and see what it looks like. I don't know if it'll be dry tonight or not, but it's going to be cool. This is going to be cool. And I'll figure out how we can actually ship these and do these. All right? Be cool. And I'll see you later.